Fate is what we make it. She's gonna make a zoo full of holographs.
Hello and welcome back to the Tether Radio podcast, the only podcast keeping you from spiraling out into the infinite abyss. I'm your host, Daniel, and I'm joined, as always, by my brother and co-host, Joseph.
Hello.
Well, hello, Dolly.
It's so nice to have you back where you belong. Good.
So, Tether listeners, you might not know this about my brother Joseph, but he has cut his teeth on the high school what was it? Musical theater.
Musical theater, male chorus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which I decided to take the more I guess lackadaisical stoner approach and joined Stage Tech. So I basically I helped build the sets that Joseph used, and then I played hacky sack.
Yeah, but wasn't that I see? I feel like the reason I took musical theater was because I could get out of school early.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. Well,
Wasn't
Stage Tech was the thing was probably. I mean, Stage Tech was a joke because it was one of those things that it was like you basically, it was like, I think it was like a longer, it might even been like 2 periods or something, like once a week or something like that.
Right.
And then, I mean, normally you weren't even doing anything until maybe like a month before the actual show. And then we'd just like bust ass and like get everything done. So the rest of the time we were literally just like fucking sitting around and doing nothing. So
yeah, well, you know,
that's our tax dollars spent well on education.
The stakes weren't super high.
Yeah.
You know? I remember all the musical theater kids that would like, stop messing around, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, we have got a full live production of Hello Dolly in 67 days. You know?
Yeah.
And you're showing up without your dance shoes on? Just like, okay, Kyle.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, how was your week, man?
It was good, man. It was good. Just doing the damn thing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, how was yours?
Good, man. We took a little trip to Nashville. Megan had a little conference in Nashville for work, and so we ended up going to visit some friends. Which I guess this was the second time in about a month that we've been to Nashville. Dude. And what's up?
Nashville's crazy.
Oh, dude, it's growing so quickly. I mean, Knoxville's actually growing insanely fast also.
Did you know that Nashville is the we'll have to fact check this, but is supposedly the most popular destination for bachelorette parties in the world?
Really?
Yeah, man.
I wonder why.
Because Thunder from Down Under has a residency there right now.
Yeah, dude. No, honestly, I was like, I wonder why. And then I got this mental image of like a dude in like cowboy boots and like a fucking bow tie or something. 10-gallon hat. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. Wait, do you know what Thunder from Down Under is? Google it real quick.
Wait, I thought it was a dessert from like fucking
Well, I mean, it's a couple of things.
Yeah, it's a dessert from Outback.
It's a euphemism for diarrhea, but it's also a male stripper group.
Oh yeah. Oh great. Thanks. I just fucking Googled it.
Yeah, Thunder from Down Under, man.
Yeah,
So,
girls' night Outback.
yeah. All right, ladies.
Crikey! It seems so funny. Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
shit. She's tugging on my kangaroo.
Hey, ladies, you want to see me baby koala?
Oh shit. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
Oh,
Uh,
shit.
yeah. But
Oh, and on a side note, Megan let me get a Nintendo Switch, so
what is that?
it's like Nintendo's latest gaming console. It's fucking super cool, and
What do you what's so special about it?
it's a portable that basically once you put it in the dock that's hooked up to your TV, you can play it on your TV. So
Sounds like a flexible gaming unit.
yeah, it is, man. But the best part about it is once you get back in town, man, we'll be able to relive our youth and play Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
This sounds awesome.
Yeah, right. And just get super plastered and play Super Smash Brothers.
Super.
Super. But yeah, I think that's about it. I did also this trip. It showed me what hell on earth is for me, and it's being trapped in a car with a screaming 19-month-old. Like it. That's like the most on edge I've felt in a while. Because he like literally screamed for like 25 minutes, something like that straight on the way home. We were just like staring out the front of the car or whatever, and it was like raining, and he's like screaming, and it's just like, oh my God, just let us get home. And then we like hit like traffic for a little bit, and I'm just like, seriously, God hates us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Should yeah.
it was
Sounds
rough.
like
But
sounds challenging, dude.
yeah, seriously. But yeah. So I think that's about it, man. I don't know. I did read this thing just as a mention before we even start the episode. I read about this big outage that Google had that apparently it didn't affect me, but apparently it was a pretty big thing. They were trying to run some kind of configuration update on the Google Cloud, and it ended up like shutting down. Like they were supposed to have it like roll out slowly, but it ended up like rolling out all at once or something like that. And so it basically made a bunch of people have problems with anything in the Google Cloud Suite kind of thing, including Gmail, and they were having problems fixing it because in order to fix it, they needed to access Google Cloud. It was like this catch-22. So
Yeah. What I didn't I heard something about this, but that's interesting.
yeah, it was. I don't know. I think that it's. We're approaching the singularity, man. For lack of a better, phrase.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
but
man. Things are gonna get weird.
they're gonna get weird, man. But we're gonna start off this episode with we're gonna dive into some of society's favorite summer treat, ice cream.
Do tell.
Yeah. So I pulled this one from CNN. 46 ice cream trucks are being seized in a New York City crackdown. So first of all, the photo that they have is pretty awesome because it's just like a line of ice cream trucks, like basically impounded. But what ended up happening is these ice cream trucks were having all sorts of traffic violations, and they were like basically accruing a shit ton of fines and stuff. But the owners of the ice cream trucks would keep shuffling around like how they registered or who these shell corporations that the ice cream trucks were registered under.
Okay.
So that as soon as the city would hand over the traffic tickets and all that stuff to collection companies, the entity didn't exist anymore, and they just kept doing that.
That's pretty complex movement there, dude. For
fucking ice cream, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys. It said in the article, as the operators were handing out popsicles from 2009 to 2017, they were also racking up 22,000 summonses, which is a weird word, and nearly $4.5 million in fines for traffic violations. So, I mean, they were running red lights, parking near fire hydrants, blocking crosswalks, and the city's corporation council, or at least the representative for them, Zachary W. Carter, he was just talking about how, like, basically of all the vehicles that need to be, you know, really watching traffic violations, it would be ice cream trucks, because, you know, children are like flies on shit to ice cream trucks.
So the thing that's always been interesting to me about ice cream trucks is it's like half of these things just look like somebody just like threw together in their backyard.
Yeah.
And just got out there. It's like an Astro van.
Yeah.
With like a construction light on the top of it or whatever. You know?
And a loudspeaker that goes, "Hello, ice cream, ice cream." Do you remember how terrifying that was when it would come through the neighborhood?
Well, and it's like like you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And then it would just pause to say like hello or ice cream or something in the most like inhuman voice possible.
It's literally they have a Casio keyboard just hardwired in, you know?
Yeah, what was that dude? Suck a racehorse's cock with Heinz tomato ketchup. What was that guy?
Wesley Willis.
Wesley Willis. It was like Wesley Willis was in the back of that ice cream truck.
DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys gotta come out and buy a couple of bomb pops. We've got a DJ set by Wesley Willis.
Batman kicked my ass. Batman kicked my ass.
Yeah. A couple of bomb pops, dude.
Oh my god! But anyway, back to the story. They basically were able to track these guys down, or at least 46 of the offenders, and the city is going to file a lawsuit against offenders who owe more than $10,000 in judgments or unpaid fines. So,
wow.
And Mayor de Blasio was. He got the last word in the article. No New Yorker is above the law, especially those who try to ignore public safety laws and create dangerous situations for pedestrians, bikers, and drivers. So, yeah, that was my de Blasio.
Fuck your ice cream.
Yeah. I'm trying to eat ice cream over here.
Yeah. I'll take 2 SpongeBobs. I'll take...
Now, are the SpongeBob's eyes, are they gumdrops or gumballs?
Do you have any what's the other one? They're bomb pops, SpongeBob. Choco Tacos.
Choco Tacos. Yeah.
Do you have any Choco Tacos still in there?
Yeah.
Mine's melty.
Mine's melty. No, dig deep down in there. It's been hot lately.
I know how you're doing. You're like rotating this frostbitten ice cream and shit in there. Get down in there.
Yeah, really get down in there.
And pay your tickets.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't even know if that's a New York accent.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I just love the over here statement. Like literally insert anything over here.
I
kind
need
of
my
thing.
ice cream over here.
Yeah,
I'm paying my ticket over here.
yeah.
I'm writing a new track on my Casio keyboard over here.
Which I did actually when I was in New York when you invited me to come stay when you had that place. I actually heard somebody like no shit yell out like they were trying to get across some crosswalk and somebody was like, I'm trying to walk over here kind of thing.
Dude, have
Like
you ever seen that?
there's a reason for fucking stereotypes and shit. But what?
Have you ever seen that video? There's like some quote social media influencer that gets to New York and she's like, "I'm finally made it to New York," and
Yeah.
somebody's like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah. Oh, it was on Reddit, man. It was great.
Her face just drops. You
Yeah.
know? So ridiculous, man. But anyway, so if you want to commit a crime, hypothetically, I guess running your own, getaway vehicle is not that ain't the thing anymore, right?
Well, so my thing is you need to befriend somebody. I think this dude was just like a loner, and
Right.
he was just like, all activities you need someone like an accountability partner,
Right.
especially in a
Right.
scenario like this.
Right.
I pulled this one from NBC News. Man orders Lyft as getaway car after shooting up Indiana mobile home. So, Isa Amer Ishtawi, a 20-year-old, broke into a mobile home in Portage, Indiana, about 10 miles east of Gary. Is Gary is that a big place?
Gary's
in
an
Indiana?
accountant.
Huh?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was like, wait. No, because I've heard of Gary, Indiana, but why the fuck have I heard of Gary, Indiana?
Not sure. Hang on.
I'm assuming that it has there's something there because they say that they think that the reader is going to be able to tell you where Portage, Indiana is if they tell you in the that it's in the 10-mile vicinity of east of Gary. So
Here you go. A quick Google search of Gary. Dollar homes available. Gary, Indiana.
nice.
The city of Gary, Indiana is selling a handful of homes for $1. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Cool. But anyway,
Yikes.
so.
Yikes.
Ishtawi fired a gun inside the home before taking one of the residents outside, shooting several more rounds into the house, and striking a man who was visiting in his left foot. So that dude's just like an innocent bystander of Ishtawi. But anyway, so after he did this shit, he runs away, and then an officer spotted him close by in a Lyft car. Okay. And he had taken the .40 caliber Glock that he had used and put it in a plastic bag and slid it under the passenger seat. And then the dude had a bag of weed in his backpack. So it's just like, I don't know. It just makes you wonder about some people and no. Is there thought going on?
Man, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. That warrants a deeper dive.
Yeah, right. But you can rest assured that Ishtawi has been his rights to use the Lyft app have been revoked at this point. So
yeah, that's the thing to me that is so ridiculous. How do you think? I don't know what do you think is going to happen here?
Well, yeah, what's the fucking end game?
They show up and it says your Lyft has just arrived, Zatawi. What?
Yeah.
They know you, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put this.
Yeah.
You're in their system, man.
Yeah, dude, but it's so Ishtawi's been charged with multiple felonies, including aggravated battery with a handgun, intimidation, possession of a pistol with no permit, and possession of marijuana. So,
okay,
so I'd say
this.
he's gonna go away for a hot minute.
All right, so
But
dig this. I'm on the Gary. I'm on Zillow on
yeah,
Gary, Indiana. Okay,
yeah.
you can get a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house in Gary for 25 grand.
Really?
Here's a good deal. 4 beds, 3 baths. Looks like it needs a little work.
Yeah.
$21,500.
4 beds, 3 baths.
Oh, here's another one in Gary. 3 beds, 2 baths, nice little brick unit.
Yeah.
39,400. But if that's a little outside of your budget, just down the road there's another one. 4 beds, 2 baths. Definitely needs a little work. 15K.
What? How the fuck is that even like possible?
Oh, here's one. 2 beds, 1 bath. 16.9.
So apparently the housing bubble has skipped over Gary, Indiana. Or
Yeah,
it popped years ago.
That's just, dude, 6 beds, 2 baths, $128,000.
Well, honestly, that's a lot of bedrooms and not too many bathrooms.
Yeah, well, if you look at this,
Because basically one of those is probably going to be the master.
yikes.
And so you've got 5 bedrooms sharing a fucking bathroom.
Dude, this place is horrifying. It's so scary. There's this picture. There's this picture, and it has. Oh my god! I just got to send this to you. We'll have to post this now that we're having this conversation. But there's this picture of this 6-bed, 2-bath.
Yeah.
It just looks like these look like crime scene photos. This is on Zillow.
That's awesome.
Just looks like there could be a DB in any of these, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't mean a Daniel Bradley.
Yeah. Oh no, I got you. Dead body, man. For a dead body for all the uninitiated.
I like to use police speak. There could have been a 187 in any of these rooms. A straight DB. Look at this. It actually does. There's like crime tape at the bottom of one of these staircases.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. Look at this. Somebody stole the oven.
Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, that's like, what?
Look at the bar. Look at the one for the listeners here.
Oh, dude, it literally looks like a fucking. It looks like where they filmed like the Goodfellas scene, like in the tiki bar that they ran or whatever.
Yikes!
Jeez, dude.
Okay,
That
Gary, Indiana dollar program actually might be like on point here. Here's another house though in Gary, Indiana. 3 beds, 1 bath. Definitely needs some work. $5,000. Like what, dude? Your down payment is $1,000.
What?
Like,
Dude,
why not just buy this sucker and just hang on to it for $5K? What does it matter?
Yeah, dude, this is crazy.
This is crazy.
All right, well let's go ahead and cruise.
We got to move on. Yeah, for our listeners, Gary. Sorry.
Yeah, let us know. Write in and let us know what's hot in Gary, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. So
let us know if if you guys are hanging out at Zena's Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
What's up, Zena?
Nice. All right, so I pulled this one from yourcentralvalley.com, which I can't attest to the I don't know. Since it's a lead-in article, I really didn't vet it that hard. So,
Your Central Valley?
Yeah.
It's just like it's just a local rag up in the
Central. You see these names in the banner ads?
No.
Burugian and Balekian. Like, those are the 2 news people?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's a massive ladybug swarm over California shows up on radar. And this shit's actually pretty outrageous, man, because it literally looks like a storm front.
Okay.
And, excuse me. Jeez. So, Joseph and I can kind of we kind of know what this shit's about because when we lived out in Granger County, we would occasionally, it was like every so many years or whatever, we would have just become inundated with fucking ladybugs over like the summer months. And it was the worst because they would gather at windows. And so anytime you'd like open your window, just get some like air, even with screens in and everything, they'd somehow like make their way in, and then you'd shut your window and it'd crush like a shit ton of them, and your room would basically smell like potatoes for like a while.
Yeah, I don't really know what that's about.
That's because that's what they eat is like the potato leaves and shit. So.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. But anyway, so this one apparently was caused by a huge migration of adult convergent lady beetles, and they normally migrate from the Sierra Nevada mountains to valley areas where they eat aphids and lay their eggs. So this was just like an insanely huge migration of ladybugs. So, but yeah, it's pretty outrageous, the photos, because they were talking about how basically they were flying around 5,000 to 9,000 feet, and they had the most concentrated group of these. So the entirety of the
the ladybugs were flying 5,000 to 9,000 feet.
Yeah, in the air. Yeah.
Jesus, that's way higher than I thought they would.
Yeah, right. But yeah. So the size of like the migration cloud or whatever it would be referred to as was 80 miles wide as it flew over San Diego, and in the most concentrated group toward like the center of the group, it was 10 miles wide. And I mean, you've just got like trillions of fucking ladybugs.
So no way, trillions.
You don't think trillions?
No.
Billions.
I don't know.
I feel like we're haggling.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge number, maybe. But
dude, 80 miles wide, and they're fucking ladybugs. How many do you think?
I mean, definitely more than 500.
Stop me. 500,000, 2,000.
Yeah.
100,000.
No whammy, no whammy, no. Anyway, yeah, it's like Price is Right, dude. As long as you're under, you're good.
Yeah.
Just don't want to bust.
Yeah. So, were you
is
able
this
to?
Something that happens each year?
I don't think it happens each year. I think it's one of those. Well, actually, I don't know. That's a good question, man. Because you know how cicadas, they basically will like bury in the ground or whatever, and they only come out every so many years. But it's like obviously all of them. Is it 7?
Yeah.
But all of them obviously aren't on the same timeline, so it does happen every year, kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just staggered years.
Exactly. So yeah. Maybe this one was just one of these things that like, they all hit at the same time, for some reason or something. I don't know.
Got it.
But
so yes, I did. Yes, I did do some research on the microplastics from the conversation yesterday.
Yeah,
and
because this shit's outrageous, man.
Yeah, this is shitty, dude. I mean, I feel like. Have you ever read the book Abundance by Peter Diamandis?
I don't think so.
Do you? So have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
Do you know what a book is?
No, I actually.
I'm sorry.
Can't
are you
read.
saying?
I've actually made up all these articles just on the fly. I can't read.
I'm sorry. Do you know what a book is? I can't. Are you saying duck? What is that?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the duck.
Yes, I love to lead a duck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't think he knows how to read or knows what a book is.
I can't work in these conditions.
I can't work in this environment. Doesn't even know what a fucking book is. No. So Peter Diamandis is a dude who, whatever. He's kind of a Silicon Valley like technologist or something. I don't know, like a technology advocate, maybe that'd be the way to put it. But just kind of preaches the potential for tech, and he's all about like quote exponential tech, right? And so in this book, his book Abundance, he just talks about how even though things are fucked now, which they are, technology could be, the way out, right? The way that we kind of salvage everything. And so I'm bringing this up because this situation is goddamn dire, dude. You know, I mean, this is gnarly. Yeah. So there were a couple of different articles I was reading about this last week. The one I'm referencing today is from Wired. And actually, I'm just thinking through this. You know what? I need to update our show notes because I haven't done that in a few episodes. So I'll get this all put in there. But so single-use plastics, right? The way that these single-use plastics degrade is that they just so it's called they're called PET plastics, right? A component of single-use plastics. When they degrade, they don't fully degrade. They don't fully, become absorbed into the environment or whatever, right? They're not diluted. These single-use plastics just become these teeny little micro pieces of plastic, which then are circulated throughout the oceans, right?
Yeah.
And so what's crazy about these teeny little plastics is that they're ingested by some of the first blocks in the food chain.
Like krill and shit?
Yeah, like the one that they use as an example is this pelagic red crab. And so it's just this little teeny red crab, and they use as an example bluefin tuna, humpback whales, migratory birds like albatrosses eat these things, and these things have been at the bottom of the ocean, scavenging or doing whatever they do, and microplastics are like everywhere. That was one of the crazy parts of this article, is that this research team found a certain concentration of microplastics at the surface, but then damn near the same concentration of microplastics at the bottom of this water column that they were looking at in Monterey Bay. Wow, dude. Yeah, man. So it's kind of wild because these PET, this component of single-use plastics, PET, is finding its way back into the food chain and probably into you, which is crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Jeez. So humans have done a really good job of just like, here's a thing, all right, great, let's mass produce it and not think about the future repercussions. And now we're just having to deal with a lot. I mean, not to bitch out here, but man, fucking baby boomers, bastards.
No, I know, dude. Like I never miss an opportunity to give our parents shit about how when Megan and I are gonna have to hell, you and Martha also, but we're gonna have to fucking have our shit covered 100% because Social Security ain't gonna be there.
No. And you're gonna have a belly full of plastic and no ice cream.
And no ice cream.
So, but yeah, man. I mean, that's a wild one, just because, and there's not too much to say past that, but it's just, I think that billions of people here on Earth. Like, let's put some design thought into the shit that we're using, right? Like,
Well, and I think but this shit is basically causing that now. Like that people are. I think that moving forward, obviously, like you previously stated, we've fucked ourselves real hard up to this point. But I think moving forward, I think there is thought into, sustainability and, recycling and like whatever, reusing shit, like actually coming back to the whole 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle kind of shit. So
right.
But at the same time, the recycling thing, because I'm like, I don't know, I'm kind of up in the air with recycling because, I would really like to, and I should just look into this because I'm sure it's out there, the information is, but like I would love to know what the net gain for recycling really is. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean net gain?
Okay, so you're recycling something, but then, for instance, like we're burning a shit ton of coal to process the recyclable materials.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, well, obviously burning coal is not a good thing. And so
it's bad.
It's bad, man. But so obviously, there's got to be like a trade-off, and I wonder if it's a net gain for society. Like, okay, well, well, I don't know. Am I making any sense?
Yes. Like, I guess to put it in scientific terms, is the juice worth the squeeze, man?
Yeah, exactly. Is it a long run for a short slide? How about that?
So
because I think there are materials that are more easily recycled, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd be speaking so out of turn to really give my opinion on this because I just don't know enough about it. But it just seems like what we've been doing is kind of just scraping these problems off on other people to deal with. Like, I don't know if you saw the recent note from God, what is the guy's name? Duarte. Where is he? Malaysia.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, because they're basically sending a bunch of fucking shipping containers back to the UK, right?
That's exactly right. So they're just saying, "Hey, look, first world folks are creating this, so you deal with it," right?
Yeah.
And so
which that was also we were dealing, or I think that we're still dealing with the fact that it's like. The purity of the recyclable material stuff that we were sending to China, I believe. I think that it has to have, and I'm pulling this number out of thin air, but it has to have something like an 80 or 85% purity. Right. And we were sending shit that was like 65, 70 maybe.
Right.
And I mean, they can't fucking do anything with it.
Right.
If it doesn't have hit that threshold, then basically it's just going to end up in a landfill in fucking China.
Right.
So, which I know that I actually looked into, because Knoxville, the city waste company in Knoxville stopped at recycling glass because basically what was happening is people would throw away glass stuff because you don't have to sort it for the city to pick it up. And they'd throw a bunch of glass in there, and it would break, and you'd have this really small glass particulate, and it would basically add up over the course of, however many households, and then it would basically make a load of recyclable materials null, or you can't use it.
So you're saying the glass is not supposed to be broken?
Well, yeah, I mean... Well, it's not supposed to be broken until it's, like, actually sorted into just glass kind of thing.
Got it. Because I can remember
was like
in high school, like
shit.
being tasked with supposed to, you were supposed to recycle glass, and you would go just smash the glass.
oh yeah. I mean, once you get to the glass container, my God, dude, it was always a test of strength how hard you could fucking throw it to the back of the container.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It was just like. Yeah, there was always some Motorhead started playing in the background. You know?
Yeah, I just want to break shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So anyway, man, I mean, sustainability thing, like, I don't know, having sustainable business models and stuff like that, like um, it's important, man. There are a lot of heads on Earth, a lot of heads, and like
Yeah.
we are probably going to have to look beyond planet Earth to satiate the things that we need here, and it's like
Yeah.
it's not just really hippie shit anymore. Speaking of
Well,
slight,
real
go
quick.
ahead, go ahead.
My buddy that I went to go visit, he was like, because we were talking about recycling, and he was like, man, I'm just waiting until they come out. You know, the rocket technology gets cheap enough to before we start shooting shit into the asteroid belt.
Yeah, or just towards the sun.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like imagine being able to shoot just huge truckloads of trash towards the sun and then have it burn out. But I mean, here's the thing, like,
Yeah.
who knows, man? Maybe like a bundle of condoms or whatever could extinguish the sun. I don't know.
Well, no, and that's the thing, dude. It's because I mean, like, yeah. I mean, we don't fucking know. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, it's highly improbable. Like it would
Oh
probably.
yeah, yeah. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. I just thought that was a pretty funny comment by
Yeah,
my buddies.
yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. We're moving into the next topic. When one step closer to a surveillance state. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Wait, which one is this? The yeah. This is a piping hot loaf.
Yeah, right. It's a piping hot loaf of something. But anyway, I pulled this one from thestreet.com. Amazon debuts Prime Air delivery drone. So everybody saw this coming down the pipeline for years because I think that they kind of had some test markets in like maybe like, well, I guess they have to be closer to the distribution facilities or whatever, like the Amazon distribution facilities. But they were testing drone deliveries so that you could do like hour or like 2 hour delivery times kind of thing.
Right.
Which is super cool, I guess. I mean, do you really need something? And if you need something that quickly, it seems like you could just hop your ass on either in a car or public transit or whatever and just fucking go get it. But I guess this is, I know we live in a world of instant gratificationists. So,
Right.
But anyway, so Amazon debuted a new hybrid drone that can deliver small packages of up to 5 pounds. It's got a range of 15 miles, and the company says that within months it'll be making commercial deliveries. So that was not really the reason that I wanted to pull this article. The reason that I wanted to pull this article is because drones obviously are very, very. It would be easy to put cameras on drones, and you know that Amazon will be putting cameras on these because obviously, if something happens to the package, they want to know why,
Right.
or what happened.
Right.
Yeah, dude, Amazon's new drone joins its existing army of 200,000 robots, 50 cargo planes, and thousands of trailers and vans used in delivering packages to customers. Mm-hmm. So basically, you've got all these. We will be looking at a future of having a bunch of these drones flying around, and in those areas, it will be 100% a 24/7 surveillance state kind of thing. Because people are fucking. That the police are already probably talking to Bezos or somebody's talking to Bezos about fucking piping that video feed over to them so that they can fucking watch it and, whatever. But it's for the good of the people.
Right.
Whatever their argument's going to be. But it's going to be a weird fucking future with stuff like this, man. Because we are. What was the thing that you mentioned to me, Joseph? The book.
I think it's called The Circle.
Yeah, The Circle. That's what it was.
The Circle. Let me double check that.
Yeah. But yeah. So.
The Circle.
So Joseph was telling me about it. I remembered that it was like a Tom Hanks Emma Watson movie came out, and apparently it was a trash heap. But Joseph said that the book was decent.
Yeah,
right?
it's just you know, it's real shit, dog. You know,
Real talk. It's real talk, dog.
that's real shit, dog. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, the book is about this, fictitious tech company that has cameras everywhere, and there's a person who wants to work at this tech company and gets in and then starts getting promoted and then realizes the depth of craziness at the company and whatever. I mean, it's just we're in a such an odd discovery period for these tech companies.
Yeah.
You and I were briefly mentioned this yesterday. I think it's such an interesting idea that you're starting to hear rumblings of the application of antitrust legislation to some of these companies, and namely Amazon. And like we were discussing briefly yesterday, in China, you're actually kind of seeing the opposite, where companies like Alibaba and these big Chinese tech companies are kind of getting a little bit closer to the government rather than being threatened.
Yeah.
And this is fascinating as we think about the evolution and ultimate realization of true AI, right? Like these will be the companies that probably produce it.
Yeah. Well, and something else to mention about the drone stuff, and since you were talking about China, I know that it's been talked about that all of these sanctions that Trump has put forth, kind of thing. It's actually people are looking at the companies that manufacture the drones, because one of the largest drone manufacturers is, I think it's like DJI. Is that right?
DJI, yeah, they make the Phantom.
Yeah. So that they're like one of the largest manufacturers of drones, and with us not being really on good terms with China right now. Everybody's like, oh, well, are we going to stop? Are we going to basically put a ban on like purchasing drones from China? Because it's, how easy would it be to fucking toss a little camera transmitter on a fucking drone,
Yeah.
And as popular as DJI is, and like their drone models, I mean, I don't know. It's just something to think about. Maybe we're doing some tinfoil hat shit, but
I don't think so at all. Actually, there was something, and this could be total coincidence, total effing coincidence. But I think that that algorithms and like everybody wants to think they're unique, but you're not. Like you're very, very, very predictable.
Yeah.
And
you take it back.
Even just a total pillar of creativity like myself in some ways. even a titan of creative thought. No, it's just we just are, right?
Yeah.
Like you could just predict what people do. Let me give you an example. This blew my fucking mind. Okay. Yeah. So I have not Googled this one time. I am 1,000% sure. I've not vocalized what I'm getting ready to tell you until just now.
Yeah.
Ever. Okay.
Yeah.
But I have a cell phone and I don't have a smartwatch. And I was thinking, it would be nice to be able to check the time without pulling my phone out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, I had this watch and it was like long story short, there was a thing that happened where it was a business deal, and whatever. Long story short, I ended up with this watch that a client gave me that was like a really, really expensive watch. And like I just didn't have a use for it, and it just felt silly. So I ended up giving it to somebody else, so I don't have a wristwatch, right?
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, like, you know what? Maybe I'll just like hop over to Target or Walmart or something and just get like a G-Shock or whatever, because it's like, you know, they're fairly attractive and they work fairly well and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this shit, and I got a fucking ad for a Casio G-Shock watch, and I was like, obviously they're not reading my thoughts. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that, like, you know, they could know a couple of things about you. They being whatever. No, I don't want to say they. An algorithm that is tasked with like a shitload of if this then that statements, right? And kind of saying, okay, this person likes outdoor things, but they have a cell phone, but they don't have a smartwatch because we don't see it connected to their phone. You know what I mean? Like all of these things that you could, you know,
it's like assessing
that you could assess. Yeah. And this ad was served up to me, which blew my fucking mind, because I was in Kansas, and the really crazy part was I was in Kansas, dude, driving to a Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, and then I get out of my car and I was like reading an article and I get served this like Casio watch shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
it's like too much to be like coincidental.
I mean, but it totally could be, and I could be just like overfitting the model or whatever. But like, I mean, what the fuck? Are you serious?
Dude, so, and I can't remember if I mentioned this on the show or not, or even mentioned it to you, but Megan had her phone out and was listening to an online, like a webinar kind of thing. And the guy was talking about Microsoft Azure.
Right.
And like SQL. And Megan, no shit, started getting served up Azure and SQL ads.
Yeah.
It was like super fucking weird. And she was like, dude, I literally just had my phone sitting there. You know, I didn't say shit about any of this stuff because I wasn't speaking. I was just listening to the thing, you know. But just fucking crazy, man. Super crazy.
Totally crazy, man.
But anywho, let's go ahead and jump over into this next one, man, which this is wild. So yeah, dude, you wanna take us in?
Yeah, this one was totally ridiculous. Okay, so there was a true crime series in Brazil, okay, called Killer Ratings, right? You can currently stream it on Netflix. Or excuse me, hold on. This is Killer Ratings is the name of a documentary that covers this guy.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I misspoke there, but
oh damn, I feel like this would actually be worth checking out, man.
So this guy's name was Wallace Souza, okay, and he was the host of, and I'm gonna butcher this, but he was the host of a television show called Canal Livre. I know I'm screwing this up because it's Portuguese and I don't know how to say it, but it was like a true crime show, okay? And so this like propelled this guy to just, you know, total celebrity status. In 1998, so I think he started on the TV show in 1989, I think. And then in 1998, he was elected to the state legislative assembly. He just continued to like build his star around this TV show. There was like a what's the one with John? What's his face? John. God, come on! It's called
the police thing.
Yeah.
Not Unsolved Mysteries.
No, John. I can't remember John
Yeah.
something. John.
He was a retired cop, right?
Yeah. Well, his
And it
kid
like
his
did.
kid was murdered.
Yeah. Oh my
Um.
God, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I can't remember.
I'll look it up. Keep going.
Yeah, but I'm drawing a total blank. But this dude, it's the same type thing where it's like cold
Walsh.
case. John Walsh. Thank you.
Yeah.
John Walsh. It's like cold case files and whatever.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, dude, um, started so had this true crime series, was like covering cold cases and whatever.
Hmm.
Then he starts paying for people to be assassinated, or he starts paying people to kill other people, and then he's covering these murders.
What?
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah.
What in
And
the fuck, man?
and so he is arranging the murders that then he covers.
Yeah.
And like apparently on this show he was he would like be in there with the cops as they're making these raids.
Hmm.
So they would like kick the door down together and like, roll into these houses and like catch these criminals, but he was actually paying to have these folks assassinated. So it's pretty wild. Yeah. So the show is called Killer Ratings, and it's just all about this guy's life. But yeah, he was paying to have people murdered and then covering the murders.
Jeez, dude, that is so crazy, man. Like, what?
Totally wild, man. Yeah. But anyway,
God.
I don't think John Walsh took it to that level.
No, I believe John Walsh. Yeah, I think he just covered the stuff. So
Yeah.
But,
Or what was the other guy? Chris Matthews.
God,
Remember Chris Matthews?
was Chris Matthews? Is that To Catch a Predator?
Yeah, and people would come in and they'd have like the actress, and they'd be like, "Oh, my parents aren't here. You're early," and he'd be like, "I brought pizza and condoms."
Yeah.
And then Matthews would walk in and be like, "What are you doing here?"
What do you do here?
Yeah. So
Who's that pizza for?
yeah, that
You gonna eat all that pizza? Oh, pepperoni.
he would say shit like, "You mind if I have a slice?" Yeah. Like, come on, dude.
And just watch the guys like squirm and like.
Well, here's the
Oh, why do you have why do you have all these condoms?
Yeah.
Oh, we were just gonna hang out.
friends.
We're just friends.
That's what that. And he'd be like, "Oh, you're just friends with a 12-year-old girl? You're 38. What's that?"
Oh, that's awesome.
Um,
God, that just reminded me of that one show, Cheaters. Where the dude got stabbed on the boat.
Cheaters is the best.
If any listeners out there that have not seen the Cheaters episode, that literally the host gets in like I'm gonna use the word kerfuffle.
It's a bona fide kerfuffle.
Yeah, with this guy that's being accused of cheating on his girlfriend, and the dude pulls out a fucking
It's not
knife.
accused. It's accused.
You know what? Fuck you, Bradley.
He was being accused. We don't know if he actually did it.
Yeah, but yeah, and dude whips out a knife and stabs him. And so they have the cameraman, like they get him on the other, like they were at like a boat dock or something.
Yeah.
Or I think they were on a boat and they came up to the other boat or something along those
They're
lines.
like, "Get him out of here!" And then they're like,
Yeah.
they're like hauling ass to this bay, and he's like laying on the boat, turning gray. And this is
Yeah.
like his job is to be like, "What are you doing here? I thought you were supposed to be at work at Chili's." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Who's she? How do you know her? But yeah, if you haven't seen it, I know for a fact it's on YouTube, and it is 100% worth your time to go check out.
yeah,
So,
dude, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, the world is just getting crazier, and yeah, and basically we're starting to replace animals with holograms. Let me let me go ahead and hop into this next one. A German circus replaced animals with holograms, and it's awesome. And I do have to say, man, this shit looks outrageous. I pulled this one from BGR, and like, so basically, what has happened is with animal rights, kind of, I guess, becoming more relevant. I don't know. People have kind of turned a cold shoulder to circuses, and I don't know if zoos really have been affected that much. You think
yeah,
so?
Zoos have not been, as long as they commit to not spanking the monkey. What a dad
exactly.
joke. Yeah.
Spanking the monkey. Jesus, I hadn't heard that phrase in fucking forever.
Well, I've been listening to a lot of lithium radio on XM.
On XO.
Yeah, exactly. So just a lot of Toad the Sprocket and
Toad the Sprocket.
Yeah. No, zoos have been kind of like assessed or whatever, but like the circuses that were putting leg irons on elephants and like beating them and stuff. Obviously out of vogue. Fun fact: there was an elephant that like ran amok in Tennessee back in the early 19th century, and it stomped somebody, and they put it through trial and then hung it.
Did they hang? Oh, I thought that for some reason they like electrocuted it or something.
No, that was a Thomas Edison demo on the power of electricity. But look this up, dude. They took a crane. They convicted this elephant of stomping this man to death and hung it.
I'm sorry. Like, why would you decide to hang any animal?
I mean,
just shoot it, right?
Dude. I don't even know where you start on that. Where somebody's like, well, the sheriff said he's got right to rightful trial.
Yeah.
Well, an elephant is an intelligent beast. You know what I mean? Like I could say, like,
I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but elephants never forget.
Yeah, that's
so.
He did stomp Donnie.
He stomped Donnie. And by God, we're gonna get our vengeance on that elephant.
Yeah, he did break Carl's leg, and he crushed Donnie to death. Yeah. So, anyway, they hung him.
Fucking hung an elephant.
Yeah. Can't hang a holograph.
Yeah, you can't hang a holograph. You can't beat a holograph, and you can't mistreat a holograph.
That's exactly right. The holograph was better than any would-be animal, any would-be elephant. The holograph would never spray the audience with dirty water or run amok and stomp Donnie.
We'd never have to shoot or hunt the holograph.
Yeah, the holograph was better than any would-be elephant.
Jesus.
Oh God. They just let me make it. She's gonna make a zoo full of holographics.
Oh my God, please, listeners.
Oh, she's gonna entertain everyone.
If you have not seen T2, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, my God, stop what you're fucking doing immediately and go watch it. Because some of the best, I guess, soliloquies occur in that movie.
And Edward Furlong wasn't the fucked up piece of trailer trash he is today. He was just a cute little peanut just starting out,
Yeah.
And now,
whatever, Todd.
Yeah.
You're not my dad, Todd.
That's God. There's some really, really great step parent moments in that.
Yeah.
Janice, Todd, do what your dad says. He's not my dad, Todd.
And he's like revving up his like Suzuki 80.
And
to go to the mall and steal money from an ATM.
Suzuki 80, and they're absolutely living in not in
suburbia.
No, they're in the valley for fucking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're in like Sun Valley or some shit shit town outside of Burbank or something, you know.
Yeah.
It's like Hawthorne or, you know, Hawthorne.
Yeah.
Not in the valley, but
That's awesome.
you know. Anyway,
but yeah,
God, we just got way off.
Yeah, we just went way the fuck out off the rail. So, let's bring it back. So, Germany's circus Roncalli, and I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. I would bet no, but so they basically took to heart a lot of the criticisms of how how circuses were run, and they basically decided to get rid of like all animals and do holographs. So they have some like little like videos and stuff of it, and dude, it is super cool. I mean, like super, super fucking cool. And the cool thing is about holograms is no matter where you're sitting, the way that they've set this up, like everybody has a good seat kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, but
so,
it's I'm like watching this video. I mean, it's definitely cool, but it kind of looks like the attraction's not the elephant. The attraction is the hologram, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it's just like the elephant also kind of looks a little bit bobo.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure that this shit is. I mean, this is like, you know, the beginning of VR. You know?
Yeah.
That it's like, you know, half the people that tried out VR ended up vomiting, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So because it's one of these, and it's so funny because you never really think about this stuff until obviously you're like having to deal with it, but like they had to make sure with the VR like headsets that like the screens were a certain distance from your eyes, and that like it kept a specific high enough frame rate to where, I mean, it looked completely fluid. Otherwise you'd have like kind of jarring motion, and like people ended up getting like really hot, sweaty, and sick. So
yeah.
Just kind of weird. You know, once we start looking into these technologies, how, you know, some stuff that you would never think about addressing, how it's literally the rate limiting step kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
man. I dig this article because, you know, this is. It sounds really flip, but this is where it's headed. Like, this is where it's all headed, right?
Yeah.
I think the thing that is trippy is that, you know, the jump into virtual reality is going to be very easy, and it's going to happen not faster than we think, but faster than we think in terms of like it's not 200 years away, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be an interesting thing to kind of roll out, and you know, I think that a lot of these like pick like gladiators. Right, like be like participating in like a gladiator fight, or seeing like gladiators fight animals or whatever. Like that, obviously, that's never going to come back. You know, not for the foreseeable future. I don't think.
Never say never. No,
but I think what will happen is that these things that were, you know, around in many years past, jousting, stuff like that, right? Like these activities that were not available or aren't readily available now. Like, for example,
I bet there's jousting at Renaissance fairs.
That's true. And also at what's that place where you have like a shitty dinner and watch knights fight each other?
Like medieval times.
Or something. Yeah, that's
right. Oh my god, I can't believe I pulled that out.
The Red Knight, you know, it's like the Red Knight, the Black Knight, you know.
Yeah.
And they have balsa wood swords that they whack each other with, and everybody has this like greasy ass hunk of like diseased chicken. Yeah. Oh my god.
That's awesome.
You just come out with like mediocre memories and stinky fingers at the end of everything.
Yeah, but you get to take your cup home.
But you get to take your cup. It's a hologram cup.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
But anyway, so they basically compared, or the writer of this article compared it to pretty much kind of going to see a movie, you know?
Yeah.
That it's like, that's, you know, they dim the lights, they put on a show, and then, you know, bring the lights up, and everybody's satisfied and leaves or whatever. So, but it's actually, I mean, I think it's a pretty cool little, I don't know, it's kind of gimmicky, but it's a cool little development. I mean, I guess if that can rejuvenate the circuses around the world, then cool. Because I mean, I remember going to circuses as a kid, and they were pretty cool.
They were cool. Yeah, I can see it's gonna be. I don't know, man. Ready Player One that's what's happening.
Yeah. Did you read that?
I didn't, but I watched the movie and it was great. The movie was fucking great. I couldn't believe it.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. I like. I do have to say, I would recommend the book. And I know you read really fast, and I read extremely slow.
Right.
I think Megan got through it in like 2 or 3 days, kind of thing. But it's a really good.
But it's like a Fat Dad, isn't it? It has it's like 1,000 pages or something.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's only like 150 pages.
How in the F could they cover that in 150 pages?
Well, I mean, I could be wrong. It might be like 200 or something, but it's not that long. I'm looking it up really quick. But yeah, I would 100% recommend it, man, because it's a really good book. Let's see. Ernest Cline. I hadn't read any of his other stuff, which I had heard that basically he's kind of a one-trick pony.
Ernest, has he written anything else?
Yeah, he wrote this one. It was called what the hell was it called? No, not Artemis. Oh my, Armada. That's what it was, and it was like kind of along the same lines.
Wait, Groove Armada?
No.
A lot of people don't realize that, but that was actually what Columbus's Armada was called. You know.
Okay, so I was way the fuck off. It's 400 pages, but it reads very quickly because I think it was written on like a fucking like 8th grade reading level kind of shit. So
young adult fiction, sign me up, dude. You know?
Yeah, but it's dude, 4.5 stars, over 18,000 reviews on Amazon. So, but I don't know. I would recommend it, but I agree with you. I would agree with you. They did a surprisingly good job with the movie.
I mean, dude, Steven Spielberg's the man.
Yeah, he is. He definitely has the Midas touch in the cinematic universe. So, all right, well, cool. So yeah, be on the lookout for holographic circuses in your area.
That's right.
Coming soon to you.
If you, I just had to scoot my chair up. Sorry about that. But if you check one out and you want to report back to us, we would love to hear it.
Yeah, that'd be super cool to hear.
So, okay, let's doing a time check here, man. What are you thinking here?
We're actually good. We're good. We'll just we'll make this one kind of short and then we'll wrap. So, is that cool?
Yeah, totally. So, homelessness rises 12% in Los Angeles, right? Mm-hmm. Which has been a toughie because homelessness was already kind of at peak in LA, and many legislators and city council people or whatever were kind of taking it upon themselves to address this thing. And yeah, it's crazy because we live in downtown, as you know, and it's just been very, very obvious, this explosion in additional homeless folks. And it is not an easily solvable problem, but the dystopia is real, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. And it's I don't even know. I mean, like, how do you how do you even begin addressing something like this?
Well,
You know?
the problem is that it doesn't have shit to do with being homeless.
Yeah,
This is a mental illness thing, you know.
yeah. Which and I mean that was kind of who was it that was it Reagan that got rid of like the like public whatever for lack of a better word insane asylums.
Yes. Yes, it was.
And then it ended up because I remember the like mom and dad talking about the homeless population in Knoxville like skyrocketed. It skyrocketed. But yeah, so I was trying to think of if
Well,
my God, I'm falling over myself.
yeah, yeah.
But
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's just this is a mental health situation, and it's like I don't really know how you begin to, address this. There have got to be, this is not just a problem in Los Angeles, even though.
yeah.
It's like that's where it's rearing its ugly head right now. This is kind of a nationwide thing. Did you guys see much of this in Memphis?
So in Memphis, it was actually pretty bad in Memphis, and the problem with the ones or the homeless people in Memphis was the fact that they were really aggressive panhandlers kind of thing, and because there was actually one night that. We being me and my buddy Nick that he actually guested on the show, but we were walking from like we went to go eat on Beale Street or something, and we were walking back, and I think it was probably I don't know, man, it was probably like 7 or 8 at night over the summer, and so it was still light outside, and this like guy approaches us and he's like, give me some money, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nah, I was like, we don't have any cash. Sorry about that. And I like patted him on the shoulder. The dude straight up fucking shoves me and he's like, don't you fucking touch me. Don't you fucking touch me. And like gets super, super like aggressive. And dude, it was weird. I was like, all right, later. So we just fucking. What's up?
I mean, I think for your professor to treat like that was just wrong.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But no, it was weird, man, because it went from him straight up like asking for money. Now, obviously, he wasn't being very polite, but to like getting aggressive and like he was going to fucking like attack me, kind of thing. So I don't know. I mean, I agree with you. I think that the problem is not the lack of housing. The problem is fucking lack of stable mind. So, but the other thing is man, these people. I actually had a rotation at the at a mental institute, and it was wild, man. Because you would literally. We'd shoot the shit with the doctors and stuff, and they're like, oh, yeah, this patient's been back. This is like the 6th time they've been back this year or whatever, because basically what happens is they get them on the correct meds, they get them all stable and everything, send them out, and fuck, they're back like, 2 or 3 weeks later because they've stopped taking their meds. They're getting naked and dancing on top of cars again,
right,
or whatever the fuck they were doing, so...
Do you think that? I mean, this is pretty far out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that we, like society now, do you think that society now like creates a situation where people are more likely to, mentally crack? I don't really know what I'm trying to say here, but like,
so I know what you're talking about, and like honestly, there were actually some studies that came out. It's like, okay, the United States is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the United States has the highest productivity level in the world.
Yes.
Right. And I mean, I guess that's just measuring fucking like whatever, like GDP per capita or something like that, you know? But it comes at a cost, man, because it's one of these things that a lot of people will compare average vacation times or whatever, average vacation given to employees in the United States versus, we'll say, the UK.
Right.
And it's the difference is like fucking normally, you know, you're going to get 4, maybe 6 weeks of vacation in the UK, I believe. And that's like standard kind of thing.
Right.
And then in the United States, you're lucky to get 2, you know? And, or to start at 2 at least. And then you'll get what, like an additional week every like 5 years you stay with the company or some shit like that.
Right.
And it's one of those things that, I mean, I'm telling you, dude, I think that the productivity level comes at a cost, basically.
Right.
You know, and people are expected to work, you know, 50, 60, you know, 70-hour weeks kind of thing. I mean, for instance, Megan's salaried, and I guarantee you she's worked probably between 50 and 60 hours this week.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
And I mean, it's just one of those things that people need a break, you know?
Right.
And you got to recharge, man. And I don't know. I think that is that causing the homeless problem? No, I don't think that that's the only thing, you know. But I think that it's putting a mental strain on a lot of people,
right,
kind of thing.
Right.
So, but anyway, yeah. So that's it's just I don't really know. I don't know what the solution is.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, but I think it's not only work, man. Like, I think we're seeing the upper limit, and I don't want to drone too long here because I know that we're kind of coming up against time. But I think we're seeing the upper limit of the human mind's ability to be just completely waxed for bandwidth and engaged at all moments.
Yeah,
like, you know, people just taking a stroll, you know, and allowing their mind just to kind of wander and reset, and like people taking, like, I mean, it just sounds, you know, so ridiculous at this stage, but just like putting your phone down, you know, turning your phone off, putting your computer away, and just allowing, you know, your mind to just kind of, I mean, this sounds so fucking ridiculous, but hang with me, but just kind of repair itself, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it is...
Well, dude, everything, the things that you just named, like your computer, your phone, you know, the TV, whatever, everybody is competing for your attention. So it's like they're doing everything they can to, like, get your attention and keep you engaged, you know? And it's just like you said, to just unplug. Like, I love when I fucking forget my phone at the house, you know?
Yeah.
It's like liberating, which is terrifying to say.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, but it's interesting because I wonder, yes, I totally agree with you. But what I wonder if you're, you know, just constantly being engaged, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that to me seems like, you know, doing push-ups all day. Like, if you did like even a low level of push-ups, 5 push-ups, you know, every minute or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, eventually you're going to experience like total, I would think, like you're not just going to continue to get stronger, right? Like, you need rest days.
Yeah. And
it just seems like that we just, you know, people aren't, you know, you're on a train, everybody's on their phone. You're on an airplane, everybody's like watching TV on the airplane. You know, you're at the beach, everybody's on their phone at the beach. It's really, really, really crazy. And I think we've slipped into this just level of engagement that is absolutely unsustainable. And so what I mean by this, when I'm talking about like mental health, and like this is like, you know, kind of ratcheting up the mental health issues, which then exacerbate problems like homelessness, right? is that we were absolutely going to see levels of suicide and homelessness and just this crazy shit that basically suggests that that people's minds are becoming unhinged. Like we're gonna see that go up before we handle it, because it's just not even been recognized yet. Fully, that it's maybe not a bad thing to go for a walk or to. And I'm not saying reading a book, right? I'm not saying put your phone down to read a book. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying giving it a break. In general, whatever that is, just kind of just allowing yourself to disengage generally, But anyway,
Well, and one other, real quick, one other side note, because this was pointed out in the comments section of this article, which was kind of interesting. But so the counties, and this is back on the homelessness rise of 12% in LA County. The county's homeless services authority said it helped 21,631 people move into permanent housing during 2008, a pace that would have helped rapidly end homelessness if economic pressures had not simultaneously pushed thousands more out of their homes. Because that was the oh no, never mind, that wasn't. I don't know what they're referencing.
Well,
I guess.
I don't buy that though. I don't buy. I don't buy that. Like, I mean, maybe in a city like Los Angeles, like a slight downturn in the economy like pushes people out of their homes. But I think there is a huge difference between the homelessness that you see when people are like, parking in a Walmart parking lot for, a month or a year or whatever. And the chronic homelessness where there's like, I mean, and I'm using this as an example because I saw this shit right before I moved to, Atlanta back in December. Now we're kind of, just opened up another, apparently the military's coming in.
I heard that chopper.
For a full landing here. But I mean, I'm doing some work and I glance out my window and there's like a guy dragging himself down the street on his stomach, like one shoe off and like one leg that just looks like it's like this like puffed up, like infected. You know what I mean? Like that is like this third world shit. Like is way different than like we missed some bills and our house is foreclosed,
Exactly. But the reason that I brought that up is basically they do these little pushes. The government does, or not the government, I guess, but I guess it would be the government. But the Homeless Services Authority, they have these little pushes to like get these people into permanent housing, so that we only see a 12% rise instead of a 60% rise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean,
and because it's in all actuality, how long do you think these permanent housing scenarios are going to actually be permanent?
They're not. They're not.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of these people are just looking for a place to score, get fucked up for the night.
Yeah.
It's not, they're not looking to like, and I say a lot of these people, that's to get to that level, something's wrong with you. Like, and it's not that you can't find a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there is something much, much deeper that is happening to you, that it's not to say you can't be rehabbed. It's just that the way we're going about this is just completely effing ass backwards. And frankly, I think that it is bizarre that we have like frowned upon like group homes for people that are just that need years or decades of therapy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and even then may not be totally recoverable.
Well, and that's the other thing is, a lot of these people don't get therapy. They get drugs. They basically mentally dull them with these medications, and don't really address the actual problem, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Because that's the quickest way to get results, and then they can pump up their numbers and get more funding or whatever. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Well,
it's a huge problem, and I don't know if Tether Radio is gonna solve it quite yet.
Let's end on that note. Hey, have a great fucking week. Like, you hear this,
dude? We've been rapping.
Like, you hear that? That's the global toilet flushing.
We've been ending on some real fucking like.
Hey, turd, hang on for dear life.
That's awesome. I think we should dub our listeners as Tether turds.
Yeah, right. Yeah, use turds, get over here.
I'm trying to float over here.
I'm trying to sink over here. Hey, we're not so different. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyway, all right, let's do it. Ready?
Let's do it.
This has been Tether Radio episode 52. Son of a bitch, a year.
Yeah,
can you believe that?
Year. It has been a year, and we have not missed an episode, and we will not miss an episode.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That is exactly right. And some will be totally on point, some will ramble, but you will enjoy them all. So, listen, y'all, love mail, hate mail, everything in between, tetherradio@gmail.com, tetherradio@gmail.com. Get at us on Twitter, @tether_radio. @tether_radio. Instagram, same handle, @tether_radio. And you can find us on Mark Zuckerberg's face stalking tool, Facebook, Tether Radio, all one word. Well, hot damn, dude. This wraps 52. That is 1 year of Tether Radio. Things are going well. I mean, if you compared this episode to the first one, I think we would find some meaningful improvement.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. Yeah, we got a rocky start, but we're here and we're cruising now. So
That's it. All right. Well, so thus wraps episode 52. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Daniel.
And we're reminding you to stay tethered, good friends. We will talk to you in a week.